Hello, everyone, and welcome to Off the Edge. This is the first episode ever, so it's going to be a little bit of a test run here. I'm sitting here. My name is Zachary Lyon. Sitting here with my partner, Matt Austin from the band EdgeOverEdge. What's up, Matt?
Just for the record, Zach is with EdgeOverEdge as well.
Yeah, whatever. I just try to hang out with cool people.
You're in the wrong band.
Whatever I got to do, man. I don't know. But I guess maybe just to give people an idea, let's try and tell them what we're kind of trying to do here with this thing. Okay.
Well, so EdgeOverEdge is our band, obviously. We already said that. And 2020 marks 5 years of this lineup. The band EdgeOverEdge as a name, as an entity, goes way back, but we kind of reset the clock and started it all over again in 2015. So this is our 5th anniversary. This year, we're really trying to expand our brand, but outside of things about us, we're still fans at the core. And so this is kind of a way of us sharing the things that we're excited about, bringing in people that we're excited about, listening to music, looking at art, pictures, creative writing, all the stuff that we're interested in. We'd like to focus on local, but if Monuments drops a new single, I'm gonna mention it because it'll probably be badass.
And really, just I'm hoping that we can bring to everyone's attention just some really cool stuff that's going on out in the world, maybe in your own backyard. But shoot, maybe we could get people in here from all over the place. I'm really open to anything. I think that's the exciting thing about podcasting format is you bring in a creative person and just see what they're about, see where they got their information, what their inspiration, that's the word I'm looking for. And you can go down that rabbit hole and just open yourself up to a whole world of information just out of one conversation. So while, we're in a band and this episode is just me and Matt hanging out and trying to let you know what we're about. So you're probably going to hear more about EdgeOverEdge tonight than you will any other time. But it's really more just about, I don't even want to say a scene, but a community maybe of artistic and creative people. That's what we're trying to do here. We kind of, without getting too pretentious, we like to think of ourselves as creative people. Music is our creative outlet and performing. And we know that there's tons of other people out there with great ideas, and we want to hear them. We want to share them with you. So that's kind of what it's about, I think. Yeah?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, that's a solid start. So hopefully we didn't fumble it too bad. We definitely like to give a big shout out to Strange Days podcast. Ether, the band out of Dodge City, started a podcast. You go back to Papa Joe Rogan podcast.
I'm a big fan of Joe Rogan. I think he's pretty cool. Just sitting down and having honest conversations with people without a lot of BS.
Right.
So try to bring that kind of approach to this little niche of a thing with just creative people in our own backyard, and maybe expand out from there.
And I think we really want to try and keep it positive. We don't want, it's going to happen inevitably, but we're going to try and keep it from turning into a bitch fest. But at some point we're going to have gripes here and there, but for the most part, we want to keep everything positive.
We're definitely human. We're all going to have bad days or whatever. And this, I think this is another exciting thing about this is you're going to hear we're not perfect. We may say something that's totally stupid sometime, and you just have to live with that and kind of roll on, and it's kind of live performance. There's no such thing as a perfect live performance.
No.
We're going to stumble our way through this and kind of figure it out and grow as people. Hopefully, that's another thing. I think this kind of takes us out of our comfort zone a little bit.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So we're just throwing it out there, and it'll be exciting one way or the other for us. Hopefully you think so too.
Yeah. I just experience I've had in interviews. I've determined that I am the king of the run-on sentence. So be prepared for, I'm going to start with something, and by the time I end, you're going to be like, what? So, but
yeah, well,
it's called losing your train of thought.
5 subjects later, we'll find out what Matt's really talking about.
And somebody will let me know.
I guess that'll be my job.
Yeah. So this is, what's today, the 3rd? February 3rd?
It is February 3rd.
Okay, so it's February 3rd. So obviously we've had a pretty busy weekend. Just a bit of regional news. Our pals in Kiera out of Oklahoma City dropped their record, Redefine. We'd play you some of it, but, YouTube likes to flag labeled music. Basically, they are on Eclipse Records, so we definitely want to give them a shout out. You can find their stuff at kieramusic.com. They're on Spotify. It's a really good album. They've self-produced this one. There's a lot of growth on it, and these guys are just great. I mean, they're great performers. They're really good writers, and they're just all around really good guys.
Yeah, really good people too. I mean, if you're gonna you want to support, good artists, but you can rest assured that these are just really, really good people as well. Definitely, if you see Kiera come into your area, you'll want to check them out. If you like live music at all, you will dig it.
Yep. Saturday was kind of a disappointment for Zach and I. Coventry Sacrifice from Pittsburgh, and I know we're focusing on music right now, but that's kind of where our pulse is at the moment. But we plan to expand. But Coventry Sacrifice took the stage after a 3-year hiatus with their new frontman, Forrest Swepson. And to many of the listeners, you'll know him from Zero to Panic and One Finger Discount, and the guy's just an all-around juggernaut. But
badass trumpet player and amazing, brutal vocalist. He's a wild man. I freaking love him.
But I totally believe he can sing like an angel too.
Yeah.
So anyway, the plan is we were going to have a band outing for this. It was going to be the Coventry Sacrifice. Sardis from Joplin was opening up. Which is another great band.
Another great band.
Yes, especially if you like classics, 80s-ish speed metal.
But that doesn't even do it justice, though. There's some of that influence, but
I mean, it's all influence.
Yeah,
that's what I get a lot from it. But the stuff that I'll never sing.
Which they just put out a video for a song called Gremlin, which is amazing. Yes. You need to check that out.
Yes, it's so good.
Sardis from Joplin. The song is Gremlin. You can YouTube that stuff, man. It's freaking great.
So anyway, as we mentioned on the graphic, this is Zack, Matt, and occasionally Q. Quentin lives in Pittsburgh. He works overnight, so he's actually getting ready to go to work. We're going to have to call him here in a second. So he won't be here that often, but when he can be here, it's going to be a treat because the dude's a riot, and he's kind of lifeblood. He's the young blood keeping us old men going. But he took it upon himself to go and check out the show, and it was really twisting his arm to do it. So he covered the Coventry Sacrifice and Sardis for us. So we're just gonna call him up and get his take on the show. So let's try this out and see how this works. This might be a good time to hear a word from our sponsor.
Show me the money.
Taco.
Hello?
Is the caco? Is taco?
Huh?
You'll have some tacos? I want some tacos.
What's up? Can you hear us?
Yeah, what's up?
Hey. So, Coventry Sacrifice, Sardis, TJ Leland's, Pittsburgh, Kansas.
Give us a scoop, dude.
Let us have it.
It was their first show in 3 years. And they had Sardis out of Joplin, if I'm not mistaken, open for them, and it was a powerhouse, man. It was a good time.
Hell yeah, how could it not be?
So anybody that hasn't been to TJ Leland's, one, you're missing out. But two, the stage is small, but it's perfect.
Agreed.
Yeah, there's just complete and total atmosphere. We love playing that place. But anyway, so
You just vibe.
yeah, yeah. So picture a speed metal band followed by a death metal band on a tiny little stage, ultra personal, up in your face.
Very intimate.
Yes, yes. And you know,
They complemented each other very well.
I bet. I really hate that we missed it. So I think the next one is going to be at Blackthorn in Joplin. So we'll have to try and make that one because I feel
Now,
bad.
that's a small stage.
Well, you know, this is the Coventry Sacrifice. They'll probably get the good stage.
I hope
Probably.
so. That'd be cool.
And, you know, it wouldn't be that bad in the winter, I don't think. You know, in August, it was bad.
Yeah, when we played there, it was brutal.
Yeah.
It was brutally hot.
It was August, and
Super
we were
fun, but yeah.
Yeah, and we were like right by the pizza ovens, and so yeah. I've sweat a lot in my life, but I think a large percentage of it was that night.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
But it's a very cool bar too, bar and pizzeria. The pizza there is really good. So,
Oh, yeah.
and we definitely need
Great
to get back there
location as
too.
well.
Yeah.
So-
Nightlife.
So, Q, what was your overall impression of Coventry Sacrifice's? I don't want to say debut, but maybe reemergence.
Yeah, it was my first time ever seeing them because, you know, like I said, it's the first time in 3 years. I was blown away. High energy, just pure metal. Their new singer, Forrest, is a great fit.
Awesome.
And, you know, I picked up a shirt and CD and sticker. I'm all about it. I'm so glad they're back, and I get a chance to, you know, go out and see them now. Got to play a show with them.
Hell yeah. One thing I remember from back in the day when they were doing their thing is they would have, shoot, I don't want to compare them to other bands, but, well, maybe I will because I'm an asshole. But almost like how rhythmically complex like Meshuggah or something like that can be.
You asshole or not, I don't think anybody would be upset with that comparison.
All right, but I just remember, I remember because I'm a music nerd, and I'm like, let me try to count out the rhythm, you know, and figure out the rhythms, and it was challenging, and I love that. Again, most people are probably not like me. I like to be challenged by music. I like to really have to think about it and dissect it, and so that's another thing I thought then was really exciting about that band, and so that's just another reason I'm very disappointed that we missed them on Saturday. But I'm sure we'll have plenty of more opportunities to check them out and to get befuddled by their rhythmic complexities.
Well, okay, so you hear it here first, folks. We owe them a show. At least going and watching. We owe it to them. So we're gonna make it happen.
I'm gonna throw my panties up on stage.
Neep neep.
Didn't know I wear panties, did you? That's a cool sound.
It is a cool sound. So all the little things that we discovered tonight. So we'll try and do one of these on the weekend so we can get Quentin in here with us.
Yeah, dude.
That'd be great.
We miss you, Quentin.
Miss you. I gotta get ready for work.
All right. Well,
All right,
you have
man.
a great night.
All right. Have fun, guys.
All right.
See you
Thanks
later,
for
man.
calling me.
All right.
Bye.
That was Quentin, our roving reporter.
I want to see him roving with his bearded dragon.
Yes,
hanging
Reptar.
out on his shoulder. Reptar. Reptar's the unofficial mascot, I think.
Absolutely. Well, nothing is ever going to beat the first one of the first pictures he took with Reptar in his tank, and he put a stormtrooper on it just like a dewback.
That's freaking great.
Oh, it was such a proud dad moment. So yeah, if anybody doesn't know, Quentin is my son. So.
And so, that kind of leads into, obviously we're kind of sci-fi nerds a little bit. Like, here's something you don't know about Matt, unless you really know him well. Okay, you can have a whole conversation with this guy by using movie quotes. And I have always thought that I was pretty good at like movie references and stuff. No, I'm not. I'm a novice compared to Matt and Quentin too. They both can seriously like blow your mind. Like you'll be talking, what was that movie where this happened? And it's like boom, boom, boom. They know. It's kind of a fun thing, I think.
Yeah. Well, and segueing into that, just last night. Okay, so obviously this works twofold because you brought up the movie trivia, but also last night was kind of a big deal. Maybe not for Broncos fans like Zach, but it was a big deal for us Chiefs fans. There was a little game called the Super Bowl. Anyway,
that is true. It was a hell of a game.
Yeah, it was just a good game altogether. But Quentin went to a Super Bowl party, and he texted me, and he asked me, "What's the arm wrestling movie, Over the Top?" And I said, "Yes." And he goes, "Just applied the forbidden knowledge learned from that movie to achieve victory." So I replied, "Fingers over thumb?" "Yes, and won again just now." So, how many 22-year-olds out there are just filled with knowledge about Over the Top?
Yeah,
I mean, it's not Stallone's finest hour. It is still better than
I've watched that
Stop
movie.
Or My Mom Will Shoot.
Yeah,
but
that's true. I watched Over the Top probably 10 times, man.
I have it on DVD. Just because
it's freaking great.
I actually. So Saturday was probably. It was Saturday or Friday. I can't remember. It was all a blur because there was a lot of sleeping going on. Because I really did feel like shit. And somewhere in there, I watched Tango of Cash.
Oh,
it has been so long since I watched. I totally forgot Kurt Russell went in drag.
Yeah, dude,
It was so funny.
like I don't remember anything about that movie. I know I watched it at some point, but shoot, that's something. There's so much content now with all the streaming services and stuff. So I don't go back and watch movies like that as much, and I kind of kick myself for it because there's so many great.
What's really funny is I have a lot of these movies in my closet, on DVD or whatever, and if I can't find it on streaming service, then I just won't watch it. if the remote won't take me there,
right?
It's like, I don't need to watch it that bad. That's how lazy we are getting.
Oh man, we're entitled.
Oh,
we're getting soft. Getting soft.
I love it. I'll have to look it up again because I don't remember what it was, but I did find a website that basically you could search whatever movie you were looking for, and it would tell you what streaming service it would play it on. Because that's one thing I always run into is like, well, is it on this? Or I think Brooke put, which is my wife, put on the original Fantastic Four 1 and 2. Watch those back to back, and then she's an overnight worker too, so she fell asleep by the end of that one. And I was like, man, I want to watch the crappy newer one just because I've watched it once, and foam over.
Oh no, that's a party foul.
Yeah, and So I finally found it, and it was on like FX Now or whatever, one of those. And so by God, I watched it. The cool thing about those is it stinks because they have commercials, but the commercial breaks are fewer than if it was on TV.
Right.
And there's only ever one commercial between each break. So it's like I can totally live with that.
Yeah.
I mean, that's great as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, I can dig that.
So to not completely gloss over the Super Bowl, I thought it was an excellent game. I thought it was called.
I thought
cleanly.
It was. I thought that there were. Well, yeah. I mean, there was nothing egregious that really stood out to me.
I think the one where and I can't remember which one it was. Got in the Chiefs when they got into the end zone, and it was really questionable on whether
But that there's no definitive angle on that.
No.
I think that it was called a touchdown on the field. There's not enough evidence to overturn that, so it's got to be stands.
And I told Brooke when the one receiver from San Francisco got the interference call.
Yeah.
Because his
that was a little bit ticky-tacky. I see why it was called. I mean, I can't really complain, but I think
I told her, I said, I'm glad it went back, but just in general, I think that's a bullshit call, period. The whole idea is to try and catch the ball.
Well,
Why should the guy trying to catch the ball have any kind of interference? I mean, other than tripping the dude and then catching the ball, I mean,
right.
He's trying to, and it's just because his elbow was.
I know.
As far as rules go,
he didn't really shove the dude.
Yeah.
He just kind of had his hand on him.
I just think as a rule, that's a bullshit rule.
Well, yeah,
but
that was kind of
worked
one
in my
of those.
favor. So
Well, yeah, right.
And that was a quick game. I mean, there were there was one timeout in the first half, right at the end.
They really didn't use.
And then the rest of them
that's
were
something
used.
That I didn't understand why San Francisco didn't use some timeouts. They had time. They could have had like a minute and a half to try to do something at the end of the first half, and really didn't. Just let the clock run out.
Yeah.
But anyway, it was a really good game for sure. I really enjoyed it. I was not rooting for the Chiefs, but I have to say that they deserve to win. I am happy for the fans out there. Man, we live deep in Chiefs kingdom, I guess you would say. It's Chiefs kingdom, right?
Yeah.
Which makes no sense to me, stupid Chiefs. But I don't know why a chief would have a kingdom. But anyways, their fans are true. I mean, they bleed like the red and gold, dude. They're the real deal. They've been waiting 50 years for this opportunity. They got the real deal in Mahomes, and
it's exciting. It's like the Royals several years ago when they got this fresh young team, man, and they were just eager and you could see their enthusiasm, and it's just he Mahomes brings that to the Chiefs. He seems like a stand-up guy, a good kid, and to go into honestly the biggest game in the world at 24,
down by double digits going into the fourth quarter.
Just going into it and not just losing your shit.
Yeah. Just poised under pressure, man.
He's something else.
It's impressive.
He's going to get a nice raise.
Yeah. Well, I'm hoping he gets a nice raise and they can't afford some of their other really good players. No, I'm being crappy now.
Yeah, ticket prices are going to go up,
Oh, yeah. That happens.
Yep.
But dude deserves it though, for sure.
No, it was good. It was a good weekend. It was a good way to cap off kind of a crappy weekend. I mean, there were a lot of cool things that went on. It was just crappy because I was sick and I couldn't do any of them.
Well, yeah.
A lot of projects I wanted to work on and just didn't have the oomph to do it. So, but I had a hell of a nurse who was literally a nurse. She took care of me. And then I got 5 big puppies that take care of me.
Puppy cuddles are the best.
Oh, man.
That's like the best medicine.
That's another thing that, people that know me really well will know me. But, we may do a song that gets all heavy and metal, and I make mean faces and growly sounds, but you throw a puppy in front of me and I'm going to melt. Every damn time.
We're all,
even if it's like a 15-year-old puppy, I don't care. It's still a puppy to me.
Yeah, it doesn't matter how old they are. They're all puppies. Same with kitties. They're all kitties. It doesn't matter.
I appreciate kitties, but we can't have kitties. Brooke's allergic. But
yeah, well, that's a big no-no.
Yeah. But I don't.
Like, how many dogs do you have now?
5.
You got 5. All right.
5.
You got 5.
5 Pyrenees mixes.
5 Pyrenees mixes.
Yes.
And I have 4 cats, not including the ones that run around outdoors. So,
right.
We got the domestic animals kind of covered, I think. Animal lovers, but one thing you don't know about Matt that makes this all worse is that Matt is one of the most prolific dudes in the world. Like, he is always got irons in the fire. He always has projects. He's always doing something. So when he's sick, when he can't get up and go, you know that it's like a bad deal. You know it's bad because this dude will fight through anything to be productive. He's just a super productive guy.
Well, and it totally drives me crazy.
Well, it makes the rest of us mortals feel bad that we're not up to that level. But
hardly.
No, because all right, let's give him a rundown here. All right, we know you sing and play guitar in EdgeOverEdge.
I try.
Yeah. You do video work with Still Point Visions, right?
I do.
Okay. What other little things? Yeah. Dink Effects. He builds like custom effects pedals and stuff.
Not so much anymore, but
it's still a thing.
Yeah, the skill is still there, kind of. It wasn't ever very good to begin with, but sometimes you gotta take a lot of things that you like, ball them all up, throw them against the wall, and see what sticks. And so, honestly, EdgeOverEdge and the video stuff has stuck more so than the guitar pedals. And part of that's just time. I mean, Zach and I both have 9-to-5s.
Right, got the day jobs.
Actually, I wish they were 9-to-5s.
Got kids. Matt's got 2 awesome boys. One of whom is Quentin, that was just on the phone and plays with us, and he's just freaking awesome. I've got a son that's grown and out of the house, but also have 2 daughters. So,
and there's quite a spread there.
Oh yeah.
Zach doesn't sleep much.
Well, the oldest is 24, the middle girl is 14, and then my youngest is going to be 2
next month
in April. So, yeah.
Busy.
But you got to make time for music. Got to make time for being creative. You got to do it.
Well, yeah.
Otherwise, you go crazy.
I think everybody should have some kind of self-expression.
It was this, or like, farting into bags and trying to make some weird noise with it.
Dude, that would totally be popular right now.
Probably.
Yeah, get on TikTok with that shit or whatever.
I could do it. But that's the secret about me is my flatulence.
Yeah.
It's not so secret.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he seemed to have cleared the pipes before the show because I haven't caught anything yet.
Yeah. I think we're good. I think we're safe.
He's just been slipping them out really slowly.
No, that's impossible. You'll know.
But Zach is our drummer, our background singer. He makes me sound that much better. And he's also an accomplished guitar player. And honestly, he's better than I am.
I don't know about that.
But I sure as hell can't play drums. I can pretend.
Why don't you let people know how we met and how this all started up?
Okay, so going back to the earliest beginnings of of Edge Over Edge. What did we determine? It was like 91-ish.
I think that's right. It would have been my freshman year of high school.
Like the summer of 1991. Yeah, so we're dinosaurs. Yeah, because we're talking about being in high school in 91. So we had this just absolutely kick-ass band director, Marilyn O'Shields, and she's totally old school. You know, she was the type of teacher, you didn't do what she wanted, then she would threaten you, and you'd take it. I mean, you'd believe her, you know, and I think a lot of that's lacking nowadays. But anyway, we had a drum set at the school, and of course, it wasn't going to be used during the summer. So I asked her if I could bring it home, and you know, we were trying to start a little band, and you know, we just met. Zach and I had just met, and you know, invited him over to come over and play drums, and we played some Alice in Chains, and what else did we play?
I remember
talking about a lot of stuff.
Yeah, I don't remember if we tried In the Meantime by Helmet, but I remember that was one that I learned to try to play with you.
Well, and you know, that's another thing kind of bonds us. I think Helmet really opened both our eyes to drop tunings. It's like, whoa,
right?
You can do that. But so I think we played a couple of times.
I think just one more thing about Helmet. I think that was the first band I realized it's just, like, you just hear the drum beat and it was cool by itself.
Yes,
you know what I mean.
Especially on that song. You know, there's all this just distorted noise in the background and just.
Right. Yeah. I was just like, dude, that's the drummer's like actually not just putting a beat, just not keeping time. He's actually, you know, because this is before I was introduced to things like Rush and
right.
and really crazy guys like Neil Peart, and this is before Tool and Danny Carey and all that wizardry that I still am completely befuddled by. But that was kind of the first experience trying to play together, trying to figure out songs. Then I think we ran into issues where just people flaking out.
Time. I mean, it was summer.
Yeah.
You know? I can't remember if, you know, that may have been one of the summers where I went to Minnesota with my dad, and, you know, so I was gone a week and a half, and, you know, may have come back and you went on vacation or somebody else went on. I don't know.
Yeah.
And I can't remember. I can't remember if you were there when we came up with the name.
No, I don't think I was.
Yeah.
I don't
but
think so.
I know it was around that time because the first album was released in 92. So, you know, it had to have had the name prior to that.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, and you know, high school and just life in general kind of had us going on our own path. He was a freshman. You
were a junior.
I was a junior.
That was your junior
But that
year.
was the summer after your freshman year, right?
Right. So it was probably 92 or 93. Or it had to be 92. It had to be 92.
So, you know, you're going into sophomore year. I'm going into my senior year. So, you know, that's kind of par for the course. You know, I'm looking at going into college and different crap like that. And I'm just eyeballing going to Pittsburgh because at that time, Pittsburgh was the only place to play. You know, I mean,
yeah.
I mean, there's certainly nowhere at the time for us to play around here. Newalla was the big thing. It still really is.
If you don't know, like we both live in Cherryvale, Kansas, which is a small ass town.
I think we're at what, 2,400 now?
Oh,
or less than that.
If we're lucky, yeah. Just in the southeast corner of Kansas, and there's not a lot of venues. There's not a lot of opportunities to play.
Well, yeah, and so, you know, we've played Wichita, we've played Joplin. We'd like to get over and play Kansas City, Tulsa. But to us, all of that is local. I mean, if it's just within 2 hours for us, we consider that local because, we're
It's
used
gotta
to
be.
driving everywhere, and it's funny too, because, I see a lot of bands in those areas that don't venture out. And, I mean, granted, they have places to play,
Mm-hmm.
but it just blows my mind. It's like, what?
Yeah.
Why don't you venture out?
Yeah. Reach some new people.
But it's always that's our idea of local. I mean, that's what we have to do. So, I think it's just a different mindset.
Mm-hmm. So, after that brief little flirtation with playing together back in high school, we kind of went our own ways and did our own things. And I was in a band with my brother playing drums. I was singing and playing guitar with another talented guy that was also singing and playing guitar named Spencer Smith. And we had some bass players come in and out. Shout out to my boy TJ Sutton, because he's a hell of a bass player and he played with us for quite a while. But this band's name was Command, and he ended up moving to Florida. Yeah, for some job opportunities and for family opportunities. But so we needed a bass player, and I was like, man, just thinking, I know Matt would be the perfect fit to fit in with this band, but I don't know if he'd want to play bass. Like, I know he's wanting to sing and he's wanting to play guitar, but I think I bugged him enough and just sold him on it enough that he came in and played with us for a little while. Tragically, our guitar player and friend Spencer had an accident, and he's no longer able to play guitar, so that band went kind of by the wayside. That's a whole other story, but that did kind of get Matt and I reconnected, and he's talked about bringing back EdgeOverEdge. And like Matt said earlier, that was around 2015, and I was like, man, I haven't played drums forever because I was playing guitar and concentrating on singing and stuff. So it sounded like a fun idea for me. It's like, all right, let me get back into playing drums, and it seemed like the perfect excuse, So we kind of went on from there, and that brings us kind of up to date. We've recorded an album last year.
Yep.
Self-titled EdgeOverEdge,
which is available now.
Go get it.
Yeah, please.
You can be one of the first 10 people that's ever listened to it. But that's just kind of a brief history, I guess, of EdgeOverEdge. So
yeah, and through that history, and it comes, and it's coming out in what we do now. So we talk about having the CD out, 10 tracks on there. Really, 7 of those tracks I kind of brought to the table when we put this all back together. It was like, okay, we need to do some stuff, and here's some songs. And so,
for that reason, I think that the album may not feel as there may not be the continuity there. It may feel a little scatterbrained.
Yeah.
In a way.
Yeah.
Jumping around from this style to this style to this style. But I think that's you bringing in stuff and then us writing together, and we're finding out who we are on this album. So
yeah, but the cool thing is while I think that the new stuff, the next album will be more cohesive. I really think that it's probably going to hop around a little bit, just because that's who we are. I mean, if you were to, and that's a good segue to that. So we decided that we wanted to, have PBR burps in between while we're talking. We decided that we wanted to have a Spotify playlist that kind of encapsulates what we're into at the moment, and so we I just said, everybody, what was it? Pick out five
Yeah.
tracks to start with, and then I dropped a few of our tracks in it, and we'll have a link for it below. And you'll see all kinds of stuff, and that's just five songs. I mean, if next week we decide we want to add five more, and diversity is not an issue with us,
right? Yeah,
and for people bitching about the halftime show, one, that's just what you're gonna get. I mean, it's gonna be pop, but two, shit, I wish I could perform like that.
I don't understand. Yeah, I don't understand why anyone would bitch about that.
Well,
I honestly don't. I mean, it's not my favorite type of music by any means, but I mean,
was there lip syncing? Sure.
Yeah, yeah.
But I couldn't. One, I can't dance like that. Period.
Right.
But running around like that and then trying to sing.
And what, like Shakira's like my age. She's like 40, 41 or something.
Well, and J-Lo's 50.
J-Lo's 50.
Yeah.
Man, I hope I'm doing that good at 50.
I'm not.
Sweet.
I'm not doing that good at 44.
Dude, I'm making it a goal. At 50, I'm going to be swinging around on some pole, half naked. It's going to be amazing.
Oh, there we go.
All right, you just wait.
Back to the nip.
Yep.
Nip. Oh.
But I don't know.
So, we've got this thing going on for 2020. Another goal, I would say, is we're trying to diversify our media content. You'll get a video version of this if you're watching the video, obviously, on YouTube. You'll get just an audio version of this. I think we're going to go with SoundCloud, at least for now. And then, so Facebook is our page is pretty much going to be dedicated to news, upcoming shows, reviews, just kind of the marketing meat and potatoes, I guess,
Right, just information.
Brand centric.
I guess.
We do have a Facebook group, EdgeOverEdge Official. And another thing to note is that whenever you look for EdgeOverEdge, just run it together as all one word. That's kind of how we signify as one word,
right,
or designate it as one word, and you'll never have a problem finding us. But we do have a Facebook group that's EdgeOverEdge Official, and that's the more personal side of us. So I mean, that's where we're gonna share, Kiera's new album, or I know our friends down in Coffeyville, South Coffeyville, Ghost in the Atlantic, they've got one coming out soon.
Yeah, we're going to have them on, dude.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
And they're totally game. Already talked to them.
All right, yes. Those guys are sick.
Oh, yeah. And so, that's where we're going to kind of promote the things we like. If you're already on there, obviously you've seen we're kind of upping our meme game. We used to share this stuff between the three of us in Messenger. It's like, well, we're fans too. I mean, we want to connect, and if you want to connect with us, Facebook group's the way to go. We're gonna try and get a little more artsy over on Instagram.
I just want to say on the Facebook group, I think we're also gonna, like, any kind of deals, that we might have for fans on merch or shows or whatever it may be.
Well, and
special opportunities that we may be able to provide you. Sneak peeks, yeah.
I mean, we've got new songs that we're kind of trying to flesh out, and we may share a snippet there, because while we have a wonderful fan base over on Facebook, it's a lot of times people just click like. And I mean, it's a give and take thing. I mean, if you want me to like your page, like my page. And between the algorithm and just the amount of pages, you kind of lose track of some of those. So again, we try to make the group a little more personal.
Right.
And so obviously we encourage anybody to join the group.
Yeah, please do. And shout at us.
Yeah, please. Same with Instagram. The cool thing about Instagram is it forces us to be more visually creative, because you have to put a picture or a video with every post. Twitter, we're giving that over to Quentin, because he's a mad tweeter.
I'm calling him that now.
The mad tweeter.
The mad tweeter.
I hope that's the right terminology.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't either. My age is showing.
I don't know.
You can find us on Spotify. Obviously, I told you that. Run it all together as one word. Look for the playlist, and you'll get to hear some of these bands that we like.
And we'll probably be adding like more unsigned, unheard kind of acts to that, I imagine.
Yes. Well, and really just anything. I think.
Right.
I think we leave that one open. I think when we get this going more, we'll try to share some music, maybe share some videos in this podcast. It's kind of a gray area, just because of we don't own the copyrights to those. So if we can get somebody on the show, we can get verbal permission.
Right. Yeah.
And I think if that was kind of the thing with Kiera, I would be happy to play a couple of, or one of the songs off of Kiera's new album, but without direct permission, I know that YouTube will flag it.
Right. Right.
And that's not a big deal. It's not like we're getting any money from our YouTube videos yet.
Yeah. Maybe we'll see.
But
we'll see how we can deal with this. But
we don't want to shoot ourselves in the foot.
Right.
And so going back to hey, we're a band, so we got to play live. We are actually on hiatus right now. We do, and this is going to be the first announcement. I don't know if this will come out before I create the event page. But right now, the first show that we have scheduled is for April 25th. And I know you're thinking like, oh my God, that's so far out. But there is a reason, and we'll get to that in a minute. But the first show that we are going to do is April 25th in La Harpe, Kansas. If you don't know where that is, find Iola. And if you're coming from the north, turn left. If you're going from the south, turn right. That night we are going to be playing. Let me get the information. Oh my God. We are playing with Framing the Red and Forever Faded. That is at the La Harpe City Park, and tickets will be $10 each. And I've gotten confirmation that we are going to have some tickets to give away. So
oh, nice. That was news to me too.
Yeah.
All right.
So be sure to if you're interested in that, jump on that Facebook group, because that's where we'll be giving them away.
Framing the Red's the real deal for sure.
Yes,
you don't want to miss that, man.
Command, our other band. We got to play with them a few years ago at Rockin' the Hayfield, which is over in Galena. And if you ever get to go check that out, that's cool. I mean, it's a grass stage.
Like, this is the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
What the heck are you talking about? But it's so cool.
Right.
They've got it set up so awesome there, dude. That's a trip. That's a fun time. Every time. Yes.
And we definitely like to get back over there. So hopefully 2020 will be the year.
That'd be sweet.
So anyway, first show, April 25th with Framing the Red and Forever Faded, La Harpe, Kansas. And we'll have the event up here soon and get you some more information. But backtracking a little bit, I'll turn it over to Zach and let you know why we're taking a break.
Yeah, well, it's really a bummer, but I'm having issues with carpal tunnel and cubital tunnel because of my day job, a lot of repetitive motion. So I'm having some pretty constant pain, especially in my left arm, and it's probably going to need surgery. I'm actually going to the doctor tomorrow for my second kind of visit. Gonna line out what we need to do to get it taken care of. So hopefully it won't put us down for too long. You know, I really want to get through this just as quickly as possible. You know, get back to playing again, because it's a bummer, dude. It's a bummer to not be able to play, and it's just dragging me down. So I'm gonna fight through that. Get through. You know, I know a million people every day have that. It's not like a huge deal, but gonna get through that, rehab that as quickly as possible, so we can get back to playing and bring you the rock, I guess. You know.
Yeah. Well, and you know, honestly, there's good news with that, because when you're forced to slow down, that allows us to work on other things. Obviously, this is one of them. Mm-hmm. But seriously, Quentin wants a new album by the end of the year. I think we can have it written.
Yeah.
And maybe tracked, but I don't know that it'll be out by the end of the year. But, you know, hey, we'll give it a go. We've got...
it's good to have goals.
Yeah, yeah. Well, and, you know, you set a goal, and, you know, that gives you something to strive for.
Right. You shoot for the stars and land on the moon, you're still doing pretty good.
Yep, yep. So expect new things, and expect, you know, more content. I mean, we have the tools. We may not have the talent. We're working on the talent.
It's PBR time.
It's PBR, yeah.
Yeah.
But, yeah, PBR, unofficial sponsor. We want them to be our official sponsor. So if you ever see an Edge Over Edge post or whatever, share it and tag PBR every time. We're going to flood their inbox.
Now, has Quentin started his body armor made of PBR cans?
Well, no, because we don't have a very full bag of cans yet.
We're not drinking enough.
No. We're definitely not. And, you know, there was that one area where we actually cleaned up one time. And
that one time we cleaned?
Yeah, that's not going to happen again. So we'll save the cans.
Right.
Well, you know, and he's wanting to make a suit of armor out of PBR cans. And he comes to practice with bottles. That doesn't work.
What up with that? What up with that, Q? I don't know about that kid.
So, you know, and we're actually coming up on our 1 year anniversary of trying to get a sponsorship from PBR. So,
all right.
It's been a long road, but we don't give up easy.
No.
We're not quitters.
And, you know, we're talking a lot about Edge Over Edge, obviously. We're just trying to give you a sense of kind of who we are. Who are these, you know, douchebags that are sitting around thinking they're important and talking on a microphone. But in the future, you know, we're going to be, I think, more concentrated on a guest that we have in here, getting their perspective on things, having just a raw conversation with people. But we did want to have this opportunity just to let you get to know what we're about, where we're attacking this, what perspective we have, where we're coming from. So that's kind of the idea.
Literally, I was thinking of titling this episode, "Who the fuck is Edge Over Edge?"
Yeah.
Episode 1.
Episode 1.
Okay. Yeah. So just to maybe start a tradition or whatever, let's hit Zach with some movie trivia.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Put me on the spot. I don't handle pressure well. I'm not Patrick Mahomes over here.
Yeah, well, I'll go easy on you.
All right.
There's one here.
It should totally be the other way around.
Well, yeah. I'm going to attack you with some Ghostbusters trivia. How's that?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that should be pretty fair. I mean,
it should be. It should be. I'm going to feel like ridiculous if I get it wrong, though.
You only got like 2 movies to work with so far. Hopefully the new one's not in there because that was shit.
That's sexist. You're sexist, Matt. You're canceled. Get out of here.
Those were 4 funny women. That was not a funny movie.
I'll agree with that. I freaking love Kate McKinnon. I think she's hilarious.
Chris Hemsworth was fucking great in that movie, though.
He's great in everything.
He really is. Okay, jumping back to the Chiefs game. Have you seen the meme today? That's from the end of Endgame.
Oh yeah.
Where it's him and Star-Lord.
Right,
and
right.
they're debating on
like
who the
Missouri
Kansas City
or Kansas.
Chiefs belongs to. Kansas, of course.
Yeah, of course. Yep, that was good.
Look, you have St. Louis, so give us KC, damn it.
Hey, what was your favorite commercial? I know mine. I got mine already.
Honestly, I think it was probably the Momoa commercial.
Yeah, that was me too. That's what I was gonna say.
And you know what? Just bringing those two guys up, would that not make the most awesome buddy cop movie?
Oh, Chris Hemsworth and
Jason Momoa. Or just some kind of buddy comedy, because both of them are funny as hell.
Oh yeah.
I think that would be awesome.
That would be awesome. Let's get that done.
Well, hell, you could make a team and throw The Rock in there because he's funny. Okay,
that might be too much ego in one movie.
The Rock. Well, you get the Fast and the Furious, so I mean, apparently you can work through egos.
True.
But
The Rock seems like a cool guy, though.
Chris Hemsworth, Jason Momoa, and Kevin Hart. Right?
Right. Yeah.
And
one of these things is not like the other. One of these things just does not belong.
Oh, that would be great.
That would be awesome.
That would be awesome.
I haven't seen the new Jumanji movie. I need to see that.
I saw the first one.
Yeah, I saw the first one.
And it was great.
Yeah,
I was totally not expecting it to be that good.
No, I know.
It was,
so
good.
Super fun.
Yeah. Have you ever seen the interview? I don't know if it's technically an interview, but the where Kevin Hart interviews as The Rock, and The Rock interviews as Kevin Hart.
I have not, but I'm looking that up now.
Oh God, it's so funny.
Yeah,
no,
that's got to be.
So, all right, getting off topic. In the best
what's my
possible
trivia?
way.
Come on,
I'm trying to find one.
You just don't know one?
Well, I mean, yeah, I could do that. Where's the fun in that?
Oh, guess you'd have to use your brain or something. I don't know.
Right. Damn. All right. Who says yo in the second movie?
What? There's only one person in the whole movie that says yo?
Apparently. I'll give you the options, okay?
All right.
It's multiple choice.
Okay. I mean, this sounds horrible. It sounds like a racist stereotype, but I want to say Winston.
Oh, okay. Well, Egon, Winston, Peter, or Ray.
All right. My first gut instinct was Winston, so I'm going to go with that.
Winston. Okay. So I haven't clicked anything.
Okay.
Do you trust me?
Yeah, I trust you. Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
I mean, I can move the camera around if I need to, but okay. So I am going with Egon.
Okay.
So, but you selected Winston, so I'm going to push Winston.
Okay.
Oh.
Were we both wrong?
No, it's going to be one of those that we don't get the answers until the end.
Until the end of what?
Until the end of the
until we
quiz.
do them all?
Yeah, it's a 10-question quiz.
Okay.
So, okay, what color was the slime in the second movie? Orange, red, or pink?
It was pink.
I agree. We're going to have to get like some cool background music.
Yeah, I know. We'll do it in post.
Who chose the form of Marshmallow Man for Gozer?
Oh, Ray.
Absolutely.
Of course.
What did you do, Ray?
I tried to think.
It just popped in there. What just popped in there? Okay, they're getting easy. Who collects fungus?
Who collects fungus? That's Egon, right?
Yep. I'm not even giving you a multiple choice.
All right. I need some of that pink slime and positively charge it.
The mood slime.
The mood slime.
Finish this sentence. Do, re.
Egon. Yeah.
And why is it a Ghostbusters test? It was the first one that popped up. So,
Okay.
who are the main actors in the movie? Well,
Who are the main actors? Well, all right. You got, oh, shoot, dude. I'm like pressured. I'm drawing blanks and stuff.
I can give you the multiple choice, but I'm not going to automatically give you the multiple choice.
Okay. Yeah.
So you want the multiple choice?
Yeah, dude. I'm like, I don't know. I'm
Okay.
freaking out and just.
Harold Ramis, Bill Murray, Dan Aykroyd.
Those are all yeses.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was it.
This is a good one. And if I wasn't looking at it, if I didn't have the multiple choice, I might draw a blank on it.
Okay.
What was the name of Dana's child?
Oscar, wasn't it?
Oh, dude.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I'm going to put him down.
This is a tricky one. Who calls Egon Ziggy?
Is it Janine?
Okay, I'll give you the option.
All right, give me the option.
Ray, Peter, or Winston?
I'm going to go with Peter.
I think I am too. Yeah. He's the only one that throws out random names.
Right.
Ooh, this is kind of a tricky one. What kind of animal did Dana and Lewis turn into? I'll give you the options.
Oh, they're hellhounds.
Okay, but here are the options.
Okay.
Dogs, kittens, or gargoyles?
Dogs.
But they were gargoyles on the building. That's a tough one. They didn't have wings.
They didn't have wing. I wouldn't call that a gargoyle.
Okay, we'll go with dogs.
Okay.
We'll go with dogs. And last but not least, who said, dogs and cats living together is mass hysteria?
Peter Venkman.
And the results are 8 out of 10 were correct.
Oh, man. Who said yo? Does it even say? Is it going to leave us hanging?
I think it is.
Oh,
Oh, wait.
man.
Okay, who did I say? You said Winston.
I said Winston. I think you said Egon.
Egon was the answer.
All right.
Okay. No, see, that's. Oh, okay. It shows me the correct when you answer them correct too. I was like, wait a minute, no. Gargoyle.
It said gargoyle.
They went with gargoyle.
That's bullshit.
I call bullshit on that one too. I mean, come on. She was my girlfriend before she turned into a dog.
Yeah, they even said it right there.
Going this trivia route.
She likes to sleep above the covers. 4 feet above the covers.
This is like some Jurassic Park shit. It's like,
yeah.
I was just waiting for the water glass.
Dude, that's freaking rad.
I know.
That's totally going in a song.
It'll be in the next album.
All right.
Guaranteed.
That's sweet.
All right. So, stupid quiz out of the way. What shall we move on to?
The only thing that I can think of that we really haven't touched on is your involvement with Traumasphere.
So, yeah, Traumasphere Entertainment. We started out as Traumasphere Records, which EdgeOverEdge was on, because, I was part of it, might as well. But, being an indie label presents many challenges. For one thing, we've learned from other labels that labels a lot of times nowadays are more like distributors. They do tend to have more press and marketing content or contacts, and depending on which one you go with, there are different benefits basically. So we kind of transitioned more. We also had signed the Less Fortunate out of Joplin, which is another great band that we really like.
Absolutely. I'm sure that we'll get them on here too.
Hell yeah.
Because those guys are great. Guys and gal.
Yes. Can't leave Blanca out.
No. She rocks.
Absolutely. And so anyway, and that Wayne Allison and I kind of partnered up on that, and again, it's kind of like this. We just want to pool some of our experience and help young and up and coming bands, and we just didn't feel right calling ourselves a label at this point. I mean, I honestly believe that we helped the Less Fortunate out. Obviously, we actively sought out a next tier label for them, because that's the idea. I mean, we're not in this for money. If we could get some residuals, that would be really cool. But
not going to turn it down.
No, and honestly, it basically boils down to, as long as it doesn't cost us an arm and a leg, then we do what we can. But we figured we'd go with entertainment. We still have some of the similar goals, but trying to produce shows. Wayne is based out of Iola, Kansas, and so he's kind of spearheading shows in that area. He puts on Trauma Fest every year. That we kind of started he started it out before it became Trauma Fest, and he and I kind of partnered up, and so now we're looking at Trauma Fest 3 coming up in August, and this year we're going to come back and play, and the lineup, I can't give you all the lineup yet, but it's going to be a really good lineup. The three headliners are Kiera out of Oklahoma City, and I can't ever say enough good things about those guys. The Impulsive, which we got to see in 2018 at Rocktoberfest there in Iola, which was put on by Dudley's Done Right Barbecue and Marshall Barnhart. And seriously, I swear to God, that is the best freaking barbecue.
So good. So good.
Dude,
blow your mind.
Still to this day, I do not get excited about barbecue like people do. I get excited about going to this place. And it's the combos, man. Just the throwing it all into a bowl, and it's just like, oh my God, it's so good.
Marshall would be a cool guy to get on here.
Oh, and he'd love it.
Yeah.
He'd love it. Absolutely. And
he's involved in so many things, and yeah, he'd have some
he's
crazy personal stories to tell with everything he's been through lately.
Yeah. And he's one of our biggest sponsors for Trauma Fest. So we got the Impulsive. I think I feel bad. I didn't check. I can't remember 100% where they're from, but I have got to see them, and they're phenomenal. And then we've got 13 Minutes, which is out of Oklahoma, I'm pretty sure. Again, I don't have it in front of me. Those guys are really good. We plan on having 11 bands that day, so that's just a small taste. Obviously, we're on it too. So, big news flash. I'm part of it. So, but we did institute last year. So, Trauma Fest 1 we played. The year before, when we kind of met Wayne, we played. So last year,
Keith's Wang now.
Yeah, Wang. Yeah, well, speaking of Wang, I did watch Big Trouble in Little China the other night.
Oh, nice.
So that's why. Just right there on the lips.
Yep.
I'm taking that one back. Wang right on the lips. This is why you
heard it
drink
here first. Matt's got wang on his lips.
That's why you drink when you do a podcast. Just
that's
for
what we're taking.
Priceless moments.
You can't take that back now. That doesn't get edited out. Boom.
So it is written. And
this is the way.
Yes. Hey, we got fans honking the horn.
Yeah.
So we instituted kind of a no more than 2 years in a row, and we had a crazy amount of submissions this year, and so I mean we went through every single one of them, and it's hard, I do want to kind of make sure that at least one band comes back every year, just so that the bands that play are encouraged to submit the following year.
Right.
Because, if it's going to be different bands every year, well, then you skip that year and then you get around to the next year and it just flies by your radar. You don't think about it.
Right. It's not in your head.
So that might be a clue, that because we're not the repeat, because we bowed out last year because we had done the 2 years.
Someone's going to come back.
So someone's coming back. That's all I'm going to give you right now.
All right. Well, shoot. Last year was crazy. Like we both were running sound last year. Yeah. We didn't play, but we ran sound for the event. Which going in, I was like, oh, we got to run sound all day. But I got there and I was just into it hard, dude. There was such a diverse talent. There were so many bands that I'd never heard that blew me away, dude.
And none of them were that far away from us. It's like, why weren't they on our radar?
Yes, I know. Two that really popped out to me that I just want to give a shout out to, because they really made an impression on me. And these two bands could not be more different. Okay. One was Dr. Dick Ramirez.
Right.
Dude.
They just fucking crushed it.
They crushed it so hard. They were hilarious and tight and rocked and had everyone jumping.
Yep.
That was so energetic. It was like, I'm not even going to try and compare them to anything.
Yeah, and they'd play the song and it'd be like beating you with a mallet, and then in between the songs, they were just funny as hell.
And even in the songs, he'd be like telling you a story that, like, I don't even know how to describe it, dude. Check them out. Like, they got to be, I don't know, they got to be on YouTube. They got to be on Spotify and stuff. And check out Dr. Dick Ramirez.
I think they're from the KC area.
Yes. Yep. So that was one. And the second one for me, and this is a total 180 from that, is Warhol. Like, I thought that was phenomenal because, again, they were super, super tight, but it was like, I can't remember the singer's name. Her last name is Warhol.
Right.
But the singer is just very theatrical, almost operatic singer, and very dramatic.
Well, and they kind of had a theme going.
Yes.
With the whole thing was supposed to be outside originally, and so it actually worked to their benefit by moving it inside because they kind of had set dressings and stuff like that, and it was very gothic.
Yeah,
feel.
Think Nightwish.
Yeah,
mixed with some like Evanescence, some more like almost pop kind of sensibility. But I was just like, dude, these people are in Iola, Kansas playing this music, and this is amazing. Like, it's so good. I loved it.
And not only the music, man, if you spent, you could literally spend 10, 15 minutes at their merch booth because they have some crazy merch.
Yes. And they had it lined out so well.
Yeah. And she made crafts, and I mean, they had like skulls and it was just, their merch game was on point for sure.
Yeah, those were the two that really just like I was like, what?
Yeah.
What is this?
It was just a great day,
dope.
and it is a very diverse show. I mean,
there was a polka band.
Right?
There was a polka band there.
Right. I mean, we don't. Yeah, it's called Trauma Fest, but that's just because Trauma Sphere. It's not so much just bludgeon you over the head metal all day long.
Right.
We had our great friends Flashpoint play it, and they're probably the furthest thing from metal.
But so good.
They're so good.
Oh man,
they are.
They're
Absolutely.
so good,
and they're good people. Absolutely
yes,
good people.
Love those guys so much.
That last year was their second year, so they won't be returning this year.
Yeah.
But
but still check them out too.
Yeah. Well, and knowing them, their calendar's full that month anyway already.
Sure. Yeah. Those guys keep busy.
Yes. But speaking of diverse shows, last year the inaugural Midwest Underground Fest happened out in western Kansas, around Ellsworth. And the coolest thing, man, we played outside of a barn in front of a wind farm. And that was just, you look out and you see the crowd, but then behind it, especially as it got dark, you got these giant towers with these flashing lights, and it was just cool. And then it was also literally cool. It was
so
cold.
You know what? I'm going to let you tell them all about it while I run to the restroom because I'm dying. All right.
So we got on to the Midwest Underground Fest. They are specifically for Kansas bands. Shayna and Josh are the ones that put it on, and we're going to get them on the phone, get them here or something. I don't know for sure. But, they had hip-hop acts. They had folk acts. They had rock acts, metal acts, indie acts. I mean, they had an amazingly diversified array of music, and it was a great day. But it was uncharacteristically cold. It was so cold. And I did not pack a jacket. And we headlined. I think we went on around midnight, 12:30, after freezing all day long. I tell you what, though, they stocked the PBR for us and sent us home with a few cases. The hospitality at this show was incredible. I know they're getting ready to make an announcement for this year's lineup. We were invited back, which was just incredibly humbling. And unfortunately, we're not going to make it back this year. We have a very important person's wedding that you couldn't pay me enough money to miss. And, she's not even blood family, but she might as well be. So, anyway, on point. The Midwest Underground Fest, it was incredibly cool. And they are doing it again this year. They've pushed the date back a little bit, so hopefully we won't be struggling with cold weather. But again, like I said, we are...
Did you tell them about our without a paddle moment?
No, not yet. I haven't got to that.
All right.
So the original plan was we had bought an RV for Rocklahoma because we got to play Rocklahoma last year, right? And we were going to test it out and take it out to Ellsworth. Well, we had literally just got some of the kinks worked out in it, and it was a 4-hour drive, and I just wasn't comfortable taking it that far. So we thought, it's okay. We'll pack up the Explorer. We'll go. We'll play. We'll be all right. And
take a tent.
Yeah, we took a tent so we could, post it up. But like I said, it was extremely cold, and we were so unprepared for it. But we were entirely too tired to try it and drive back. So they were gracious enough to let us set up the tent inside the barn. Again, the barn. So, there's no heat, but there was blocking from the wind. But yeah, it was just like the movie, Without a Paddle. I mean, we weren't wet, thank God, but You know, there was some R. Kelly going on in the background. It was a bonding experience, and
it's a fun story now.
I can tell you that the temperature in that Explorer, at least for the first 2 hours leaving that show the next day.
We had to have it in the 80s in that thing, man.
Oh, well, I think the cumulative heat had to have been at least 110.
Oh man!
And it just
it felt beautiful.
It was yeah. That was cold.
But all of that does not take away in any way from how awesome that show was.
No, just
that was a really freaking fun and
yeah. Well, and
inspiring event. There were rappers there.
Yeah.
There was everything. It was great.
Yeah, and it just goes to show this is the Midwest, just like the show implies. Pack a coat. You don't have to use it, but by God, pack a coat.
If you're listening and you're not in Kansas, then you should know that you never know what the weather's going to do here. Well, on an hour-by-hour basis.
Yeah. Well, we started this morning at 32, 33, something like that.
No, it was in the 50s this morning.
Was it?
Yeah, it was in the 50s. It got up to pretty close to 70.
And so then it nosedived.
And then, then about 3 o'clock, the wind changed, and it's supposed to be a low in the 20s tonight.
Yeah.
And it's going to rain and stay in the 30s tomorrow, like low 30s.
Yeah. So,
it's crazy.
But Saturday, 68, 70.
Right.
And it's
beautiful.
February 1st.
Yeah.
That's our life.
Not even right.
Now you know why I was sick, right?
I'm never living anywhere colder than it gets here. I don't handle the cold well.
I can deal with the cold as long as I'm not in it.
Touche.
I used to go up to Minnesota every summer, and I'm like, man, I wonder what's like in the winter. I don't wonder that hard, but
right.
If I could go up there and just stay inside the entire winter.
You just need a summer home there.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
Yeah. I want a summer home in Colorado.
That would be awesome too.
Yeah. I love Colorado.
I'll take a winter home in Texas.
There you go.
Yeah.
All right. It's a plan. Let's do it.
Yeah. Come on, lottery numbers.
I know.
So we were talking about the wedding that is forcing us to miss Midwest Underground Fest this year, which is totally cool. Our dear friend Nisa Garcia is getting married, and if the name sounds kind of familiar, she used to front a band called Awaiting Daylight. She is officially a solo artist now. I think we're going by Nisa, going with the whole one name thing, and
she's amazing.
Benefits of being a close friend, almost family. I actually have got to hear her first single.
Really?
Yeah. So I'm gonna have to get permission from her and figure out when she's gonna.
Yeah, when she drops that, man.
Yeah,
we'll
so we can share it. But
that'll be great.
It's really good. It's really good. I'm excited to hear more from her. But I don't know, man. I think it was
cool.
I think it was pretty successful first show here.
Yeah.
We actually didn't run out of shit to talk about. That was the biggest thing I was worried about.
Yeah. Maybe we'll go longer in the future. Maybe not. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's just going to be what it is.
See where it goes.
See where it goes. That's the fun of the whole thing. It's just see what happens.
Yeah.
So
yeah. We've kind of talked back and forth about maybe starting this out monthly, and then working to bi-weekly, or if it got really good, go to weekly. I think we need to just approach it as when we can get somebody in here.
Right. Right.
Because it shouldn't take much to throw these together and put them out there.
So. No. I mean, and that's something to just keep in mind. We're not spending a whole lot of time trying to plan out script these things, obviously.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, the whole trivia thing, I just kind of get a little something extra just in case.
Well, that's cool. It's like,
put you on the spot.
That was neat. I was not expecting Ghostbusters trivia tonight. So
right, there you go.
But that's an added bonus, I guess. But no, we've mentioned several people, several groups or solo artists or whatever that we'd like to get in here. I also have in mind other people in not just in music, but in fine art and in more creative businesses and stuff that I'd like to talk to. So we definitely have some people already interested in doing this. So we hope you will join us for those. I think they'll be maybe more exciting than us just talking about ourselves. But I think it was important for you guys to just know where we're coming from and see our intentions and know that we're just a bunch of goofballs, middle-aged freaking dads that like to play music and
don't really want to grow up.
Yeah, just like to talk to people, geek out about movies and music and art and whatever else.
Oh yeah, I promise we'll get way geekier.
Oh yeah, it'll happen. Pull my geek full out, flap it around in your face.
The wang.
the wang on the lips.
Yeah,
that was the greatest. That's the thing I'm taking away from this one.
Tagline right there.
That's great.
Get the wang on the lips, off the edge.
All right, you got anything? Any last thing to add here?
You'll find this on YouTube /EdgeOverEdge. And I think it's soundcloud.com /EdgeOverEdge official.
All right.
So if you want to listen to it, find us on SoundCloud. You want to watch this, then good on you.
YouTube that shit.
YouTube it.
All right. Thanks, everybody. We'll see you next time.
Peace.